everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing bad time. Doing bad time. Got myself a problem.
from San Diego. It's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Sports World Radio. Glad everybody could be with us today. We got a jam-packed show like we do each and every Monday through Friday right here on Sports World Radio, unless I don't wake up from a power nap. Besides that, we are here, my friends. I'm glad everybody could be with us. Lots and lots to get to our Thursday edition. There's so much to get to, it's going to be unstinking believable. My co-host in my ear just told me something that's really funny. We'll get to that in just a minute. SportsWorldRadio.com is the place to listen to the show. Head on over to Spreaker.com. Hang out in our chat room. Get yourself a free account at Spreaker. That's Spreaker.com. Spreaker.com. Sign up over there. Get yourself a free account. Type in Sports World Radio. Come on over and hang out in our chat room with us. At the bottom of the screen, just press play. Then go over to the right a little bit. You'll see the bubble. Click the bubble. You'll be hanging out in our chat room. Head on over to Facebook and like our Facebook page at facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio. And while you're doing that, you might as well come on over to Twitter and follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. 619-663-3715. 619-663-3715 is the number to get in touch with us here at Sports World Radio. SWRshow@gmail.com. That's SWRshow@gmail.com is the email to reach us here at Sports World Radio. With all the particulars out of the way, what do you say, hey? We bring in that co-host of ours, Sean Mann, the update man. What's going on there, you rat bastard?
Hello, Jeff, and I'm doing well. It's 6:06 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 3:06 p.m. on the West. It is Thursday, January 8th, 2015. It's Elvis's birthday. Happy birthday, belated birthday to Elvis Presley. On this day, of course, there's another special birthday today.
Uh-huh. There sure is. Hey, Gary, you freaking one-armed rat bastard. Happy birthday to you, you freaking hump.
I did post on his wall, and I said, happy birthday, you big Redskin fan.
I posted on his wall, happy birthday, you rat bastard. And then I turned around to him and I sent him a message. Ha, you missed the Albert Hainsworth interview. Now you're going to have to go back and listen to it.
He quickly, well, that was funny. Then Gary showed up, and then the interview was almost over with. And what does he do?
He leaves.
He quickly leaves because he was upset that he couldn't. Nobody answered his questions.
All he's got to go and do is head on back over to Spreaker and just listen to the damn show. I've been posting the show on Facebook, and believe it or not, Albert Hainsworth has been posting the show all over the place too. So,
good.
Thank you very much, Albert. We appreciate that, buddy.
I got a text on my phone, and he said, thank you very much for having me on. No problem. I liked it.
Cool.
You guys did a great job.
Cool. We'll have him on again. We'll definitely have him on a lot more. We'll get to him, and hopefully we can get him on next year for the whole football season, making picks with us.
Super Bowl Eve? Would we get him on for that Super Bowl Eve show, maybe?
Maybe. We'll see. I'll see what we can do. We'll try our best. Hey, how's the weather out there, you freaking hump?
Weather right now, sunshiny, up in around 37 degrees, and a lot of the snow is melting, so it's been sloppy the last couple days. Maybe when snow will be gone for good. How's the weather for you?
30-something degrees in Idaho?
Yeah, in the land of potatoes.
In the land of potatoes in Idaho. 30-something degrees. Well, I just turned the air conditioner off before the show started. What does that tell you?
It tells me it's sunny in sunny San Diego.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be here in
Jay
San Diego.
Peterson. Hello, nice to meet
Jay?
you.
How you doing? Thanks for hanging out here at Sports World Radio. We got a lot to get to, so get ready. And for all you new people that listen to us here on Sports World Radio, I can guarantee it, and I know Sean can back me up because he's been with me for almost 7 years now.
Uh-huh.
This is the wackiest, the funniest sports show on the internet. I guarantee this is the 2 fastest hour of sports talk you will hear on the internet. We move, we go. Right? Right, Sean?
Right, and I'm a little bit depressed, too.
You are a little depressed. I teased it at the opening of the show. It seems to me you lost another freaking bet, you rat bastard. What's going on with you?
I lost the Celtics-Bulls bet, and Jeff, be ready for this. I will have to put up a Spreaker picture for a couple weeks, and you're going to have to look at that for a couple weeks. I am going to have to put up a cover photo. I am going to have to put up a profile picture, all because of a good friend of mine named Josh Lopez wants to see Chicago Bulls stuff up for the next few weeks. So it's going to be very depressing. And then I've got another situation where this is going to add to the bet. He wants the Ravens to beat the Patriots, so then I can put a couple Ravens things up for just a day and then go back to the regular Bulls stuff. What a bunch of junk.
You're speaking about our producer and program director, Josh Lopez, the rat bastard. He's got you betting against the Boston Celtics left and right. You notice how he doesn't come in
something, because I know how depressing it was for him when he had to look at the Patriots for a whole week. Oh yeah, look who's here. It's Adrian, and even Josh is getting a laugh out of the whole thing. And then, another buddy of mine loves our show. He enjoys listening to it. Michael Sines. And Jeff, you're friends with him. He has a bone to pick with you. He said, how about them Cowboys? Take your master predictions and shove it right up your ass, jackass.
Hey, you know what? Screw him right in his potatoes. Right in his freaking potatoes. Shove him right in there. Okay? Hey, you know what, Sean?
You notice that he tags you on Facebook with Cowboys.
I know he does. Hey, Sean, you know what? You live in Idaho, right?
Mm-hmm.
Send him some freaking potatoes. Michael Sines. Get the hell out of here, will you, Michael? Bothering me with that. But Michael, what are you going to say to me when they lose this week to Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers? And don't give me no crap that Aaron Rodgers hasn't practiced in a week and a half. I can give a flying fig freaking Newton, okay? I could give a flying fig Newton, all right?
Oh, you got me in tears. Adrian Smith and
another one, Adrian.
Oh, my gosh, this was hysterical.
Another one, Adrian. Don't freaking complain and cry when you're shaving your head on freaking Sunday, all right? I don't want to hear it.
Adrian.
Where's those razor blades, Adrian? I don't want to hear no freaking complaining on Sunday when you got to shave your head. When your dad's taking the video of you shaving. I just can't believe it, Jeff. They both of my Ravens lost. I can't believe it. Now I got to shave my head and do this video. I don't want to hear it. You made the bet. Do it.
That's why, Adrian, you better hope and pray that the Ravens win, or everybody is coming after you on Monday, buddy.
Sean,
you're gonna be all by yourself.
Sean, you as the Patriots fan better hope and pray he don't freaking win.
I know. I pretty much know and have an idea who Jeff will be going for.
I'm in a quandary.
Oh, yeah. And Eskow, here's Michael also says this. He says, tell Eskow his predictions are full of bullshit. He has no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah. Well, keep dreaming over there, young fella. Keep dreaming over there, young fella.
Up for, oh, my gosh. Yeah, so here's the thing.
Hey, you notice, Sean?
Which I have. It's up for 2 weeks. If I lose a week from tomorrow, it'll be 3 weeks.
You notice how all the Dallas Cowboy fans are starting to come out of the woodworks? You notice that? Where were you people the last 17 freaking years?
Oh, we were in hiding. We were focusing on Dallas Mavericks basketball because the Cowboys were so bad.
All of a sudden, one freaking year, they make it to the playoffs, and they're all coming out in droves. Suck my left one, will you? Unstinking believable. I don't understand it, man.
Because they were so bad, and they had to go focus on the Texas Rangers and the Dallas Stars and the Dallas Mavericks.
Unstinking believable. And you want to know something? I was up early again today. I was yelling at my TV.
Yelling at your TV?
I was yelling at the TV, and guess who I was yelling at?
Skippy Bayless.
Damn Skippy I was. I hate that son of a bitch. I hate that son of a bitch. Unstinking believable. The master of winning bets and upset specials.
Oh, cut that out, Josh. Yeah, you're the master of winning bets.
See, Dr. Myth, I've missed you, brother. You haven't been around lately. I missed you. Look at Dr. Myth. Dr. Myth says, Jeff, the new Cowboy fans are nothing more than glory supporters.
Are you sure about that, Myth? I thought you were a big Tony Romo fan there. Come on.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, tomorrow
really
you'll be
annoying.
looking at Chicago Bulls stuff starting tomorrow since I was a week off since I've been busy with college. Congrats, Josh. You won another bet. Whoopee skip.
You better stop betting on your freaking Boston Celtics, dude.
I got another bet with him a week from tomorrow. It could be up to 3 weeks that I have to look at that junk.
What are you placing bets in advance now? What the hell's going on here?
Hey, look, I owned up to the bets. I at least paid you the bet, Jeff, because remember, my wall was vacant. It looked like it being in a doggone prison there for a few weeks. And finally, the day after Christmas, I could put stuff up.
Hey, look at Adrian. He's got all that hair on his head right there in his picture. I can't wait to see the new picture on Monday's show.
Adrian, I'm gonna see a bald head. You're gonna lose, and you're gonna get those scissors and get those razors ready, buddy.
How awesome is that gonna be, baby? I can't wait to see the new picture. That's gonna be awesome.
I'm not a gambling addict.
You are. You are.
No, I'm not.
You are.
No, I'm not.
You don't say. Listen to me. You don't see me betting with the Knicks, do you?
Oh, don't give me that. You're the one who bet with me between the Celtics and the Knicks.
That was the last. Hey, you know something? That was the last bet I made, and guess what? They won, right?
Won, and it was 2 weeks. And it was like being in a stinking prison in my room. I had nothing to look at.
Doesn't matter. That was the last bet I made, and they won. I'm not betting no more. I'm going out a winner.
Well, I at least beat you, Jeff, in the Patriots-Chargers bet. I'm not going to forget that. Of course, AA, you got to remember that. AA is still waiting for that Sports World Radio T-shirt from a bet that AA long time ago.
Long time ago. Way to go. Hey, you know what? I like this Jay Peterson. He don't like the dumbass Cowboys. I like this guy. I don't know who he is, but I like him.
Hey, well, Jay, what's your favorite team, buddy?
Better not say anything else, really. You better not say something really bad. Sean, you can look at the Ravens beat the Patriots.
Adrian?
See, hey, you know something, Sean? You should make a bet with Adrian.
What do you mean?
It's your Patriots against his freaking Ravens. You should make a bet just for that game.
I should make a bet with him?
Yeah,
like what? Well, he's going to lose the bet anyway to you, and he's going to have a bald head. I'm going to get the joy out of it.
Hey, listen, we made that bet at the beginning of football season.
That was back in September. He's a Texans fan.
He's a Texans fan. Not bad. We made that bet at the beginning of the football season, week 1. Week 1. I think it was day 1 of the NFL season. Adrian opened up his mouth and said the Baltimore Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl. And I said, bet me. And he said, okay. And that's how the bet happened.
Well, I'm going to say this. Adrian, if we do make a bet, I know how Jeff is about the word if. I'm not going to lose my hair. Oh, no, I'm not going to go bald. No. You're not going to pull that crap with me. We're going to have to figure out some way to make it work where you're going to have to owe not just Jeff, but me a bet.
Well, Adrian, I haven't shaved my face in over a month. So I'm ready for you. So if they win, I have to shave. So I'm ready. But that's not going to be happening.
Look at Josh. Big chubby win at yahoo.com will be in a headset near you.
He loves that. He loves that email address, doesn't he?
That was a funny email address from day one.
Big chubby
yes,
wind.
Adrian, let's think.
Speaking of big chubby wind, the big wind, Frank Sprankle, will be here in the second hour of the show today, right? It is Thursday.
Yep.
So that should be fun. And we'll get his picks for the football games today because he's not going to be with us tomorrow. So we'll get his picks for the football games today as well. We're in a new format. The old format, we'd be in break right now, but we don't go to a break until the bottom of the hour. New format. I like it. It's a lot better. It gives us a nice flow. Right?
Right.
Otherwise, we would have lost that flow. We would never gotten to a topic. We would have been talking about freaking cooking or something.
Adrian's getting a laugh out of it. LOL. Well, here's the thing, Adrian. Maybe we should do it over a profile. Well, wait a minute. Jeff wants to see that bald head. I don't know what
I
we
want
can
to
think
see
of
that
for a
bald
bet.
head. I want that bald head.
You want that bald head?
I want
Oh,
that
gosh.
bald head. You damn right. I want to see the video of him shaving his head.
I had to do a video, Adrian. When I lost to Jeff, I had to post a video on his wall
That'd
and
be
tag
awesome,
a bunch of my
baby.
friends to see a vacant,
Hey, listen,
empty
Adrian.
Boston shrine.
Listen, Adrian, you're gonna be a cop. You might as well get used to having your hair short anyway. So you might as well start shaving it now anyway. Just shave it off now anyway, dude. Start that cop look now at the age of 16.
Look at Myth. If the Ravens lose, and they probably will, I can see Jeff going all rock pro.
Dr. Myth, look at Dr. Myth. I love that. I love that, Dr. Myth. The Ravens are the Frank Sprinkle of the NFL. That's so great. That is, hey, Dr. Myth, when Frank comes into the show.
Oh, my goodness.
Dr. Myth, when Frank comes into the show in the second hour, please type that again. Please type that again. The Ravens are the Frank Sprinkle of the NFL. That is freaking awesome.
That's what we do, Jay. We bust each other's chops. You guys are so funny.
I
know.
told you, Jay Peterson, you're never gonna hear a sports show like this ever in your. Wait till we get into the Bash Skippy hour.
Yeah.
Wait till we start bashing Skippy Bayless. I'm sure that's coming up
I
pretty soon.
Skyped with Josh, and Josh told me there was a lot of big Skippy quotes today. Wow.
Yeah,
We
there
want
were.
to see the bald head so we know how much of that head can get slapped.
There was a lot of Skippy quotes today.
Myth. Oh, Myth, you're a character, buddy.
Wow, some girls are screaming in the backyard. What the hell's going on back here?
Josh goes, the Cowboys are the Roger Goodell of the NFL. I'm sure even Adrian knows that he's just probably sitting there laughing the entire time saying, and it's probably his parents are coming in saying, who are these people, Adrian?
Hey,
Who are these?
Adrian's ma and dad. Hey, how you doing? I'm Jeff. That is Sean. Your son's going to be losing his hair next Saturday, so take all the pictures you can with his full head of hair right now.
Or the barber can do that. He'll go to the barber. Yeah, go to the barber and do that.
Yeah, I want him to be sitting in the barber chair, and I want his dad to just sit there with the video camera and just have his father videotape it, the whole thing from the time he sits in the chair until the time he gets out of the chair, completely bald.
Adrian goes, well, here's my thought on it all. If the Ravens lose, at least we made it past the Steelers.
Yeah.
Where's Wes at? Hey, Wes, that's
He's
true.
gone.
The Ravens did get past
He's
the Steelers,
gone.
buddy.
We won't see him until either February or if the Penguins start playing good.
Hey, Wes, wherever you're listening, the Bruins did beat the Penguins last night, buddy.
Oh,
Hate to break it to you.
That's why he's not here. He's got no, dude. He's got a problem in Pittsburgh. The Steelers can't win. The Pirates can't win. The Bruins can't win. He's got problems, man. Good thing they don't have a basketball team, otherwise he'd be really up Schitt's Creek.
Well, Wes will say, it's unfair. I blame it all on officials.
course he
Officials
does.
and umpires cost us games. It's not fair at all. It's not right at all.
Of course he does. Why wouldn't he? That's his MO. That's his MO. Why wouldn't he?
Because Jeff never forgets the time when he says, Jeff
Son of
doesn't
a
know
bitch.
anything about football, Sean.
Yeah.
I know it was
Right.
a couple inches off, and the Steelers got screwed because they gave the Chargers the final playoff spot. Which, oh gosh, that's great. Cowboys eating meat.
Huh?
Oh, I'm looking at Jay Peters. Here's what Josh says. Skip Bayless gave me a massive headache today.
Gave me one, too. I was yelling at the TV for some of the stuff he was saying this morning. Look at Adrian. I know.
Look at Adrian. And I love my hair. It's not leaving my head. The only thing going to happen is Jeff shaving his furry face.
That ain't happening, dude. That's not happening. You know what's going to be happening is you're going to be shaving your freaking head. Be awesome, baby. You're going to be awesome, baby. With a capital A, just like Dick Vitale says.
Oh, and then Adrian's going to take you a while for your hair to grow after you were bald for a while. And then the kids are going to be at school saying, Adrian, buddy, what happened to your hair? Where'd it go? Oh, I lost to the host of Sports World Radio, and they all roasted me on the show because
right.
I should never have bet from him back in late September.
It made that bet so long ago, man. Feels like forever ago. It was like
That was back in September. He was guaranteeing. He was pulling an old Joe Willie Namath, and he was saying,
sure was,
"I guarantee
wasn't he?
the Baltimore Ravens are going to go to the Super Bowl."
He sure was, wasn't he?
Adrian, you're going to lose your hair, right,
Joe
man?
Willie Namath.
That's
Joe
what he did.
Willie
He pulled a
Namath.
guarantee. He guarantees that the Ravens are going to win the whole thing.
Yeah, I guarantee you nothing, and like it. Hey, really quick before we go to commercial break, I know we'll talk about it when Knucklehead gets here, but I wanted to hear what you had to say. The other day, and you want to know something, Sean?
Mm-hmm.
We actually talked about it the other day. I thought we were talking about it on the show, but we were still on hold. The music was going, and we were doing the show, and we were still on hold. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. We were talking about the Hall of Fame. And
we were talking about the Hall of Fame. I thought we were doing the show, and microphones weren't even on. The music was playing. How about that? Ain't that some crap? That's pretty funny. First mistake I made like that in years. Do you agree with the 4 people getting into the Hall of Fame?
I do. It's a good selection. They deserve it, and they've earned it.
I like the idea that Smoltz got in. Smoltz, Maddox, Glavin, and Cox, all of them in the Hall of Fame. How crazy is that?
They did a great job because Josh goes 11 freaking minutes. They did a good job because they turned the Atlanta Braves around. They made that a winning organization. They won 14 straight division championships, 1 World Series, but Bobby Cox turned them around.
I'm reading what Adrian says. He goes, Jeff, when you shave your face here soon, I prefer you use Gillette razors. I know you already went shopping for your razors, though, so never mind.
Hey, Adrian, what the heck did you get for Christmas? I got to ask you because I'm sure your parents got you razor blades and scissors for you to lose the bet this weekend. So you're saving it for this.
Hey, Adrian, I use a Mach 4, buddy, or the Mach 3, whatever.
I like the Gillette.
I use the Mach 3. I use the Mach 3, baby.
Josh, 11 free. We thought we were back on air, and
Dude,
Josh was like listening to commercials and music, and he's like, "What the heck is going on here?" Even Adrian was doing the same thing.
I know. We didn't get a message from nobody telling us anything. It would have been really easy for him to send us a Skype message. You know, send a Skype message to Sean saying, "Hey, Sean, tell Jeff you're not on the air. The music is still on, you dumbass." Way to produce.
We were getting carried away. At least nobody heard us or anything.
I was having a blast. We were talking about, the 3 of us were talking about the Hall of Fame. I thought we were on the air. He got a PS4, an iPod, and an iPhone 6, and other odds and ends. Jesus freaking Christ.
Doesn't matter. Adrian can go on his iPhone 6 and figure out what's the best razor blades for him to get, and shaving cream,
and then
scissors.
You know what he could do? He could put his iPad on one side, his iPhone on the other side, and have his dad take a camera in the middle, and he can videotape from 3 different angles. His head getting shaved.
Bow down to the King Triple H is the man. That's what Josh says.
Why? What happened? Did I miss something?
Bow down to the King Triple H is the man. That's what Josh says.
That's right. I am the man, so you better bow down.
Well, for Adrian, you better start thinking about the plans to get razor blades and shaving cream.
Razor blades and shaving cream. There you go. You better get the razor blades and shaving cream out there, Adrian.
Because I wonder, okay, how's this going to go, Jeff? He's going to send you a video, and then are you going to post it on Facebook for everybody to see?
I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put it on Sports World Radio's YouTube channel.
Can't wait to see this. I'm going to
put it on Sports World Radio when that site gets freaking up, and then I'm going to put it on Facebook so everybody can see it. On Sports World Radio's fan
Oh
page.
my gosh, I cannot wait to see this.
I'm going to put it on Sports World Radio's fan page so everybody can see the bald-headed little kid.
And then he goes to school, and then he'll just think about it and says, I should have never made that bet. I should have never opened up my mouth since the Ravens got booted out and didn't win a Super Bowl.
And then on Monday's show, because the game is on Saturday. So then on Monday's show, we'll get to make fun of the bald-headed freak. The little bald-headed douchebag.
Yeah, Adrian, all by yourself on Monday.
It's
Wow.
gonna be awesome. Gonna be awesome with a capital A. Awesome, baby. Just like Dick Vitale said.
Least I'm pretty sure I got popularity with the video I posted on your wall, Jeff,
awesome.
when my room was all empty.
That was awesome too when you lost the bet to me when the Knicks beat your freaking Celtics.
That was pretty dark
I
day.
think that
And
was,
then Josh was on Skype and he saw me take everything down. Josh says, "I have to be a witness,
Sean.
buddy. Start stripping it down."
Hey Sean, I think that was the last time the Knicks won.
Yeah, they did. They did.
I think that was the last time they won a game was beating your freaking Celtics.
And
They stink.
that was a long 2 weeks.
What are they? 5-33 right now?
Yeah.
They're worse than the freaking Philadelphia 76ers. They're the worst team. Well, Minnesota, yeah. The Knicks are the worst team in the league. The Knicks are 5-33. Nobody's close, but Minnesota 5-29.
Oh, look at Adrian. And if we don't win, we had a great season. I loved every single minute of it.
If we don't win, you're gonna have no hair. So I'm gonna love every minute of it too. It's gonna be great. The Knicks stink. They're gonna. Do you know how much money they're gonna have next season?
$28 million.
They're gonna have close to $30 million under the salary cap. Are you freaking kidding me? Now all Jackson's got to do is convince somebody to come and play for him. Lots of luck, Jackson.
And on that note, we got to run to our first commercial break of the day.
Holy freaking cannoli, man. You're listening to Jeff Escal, Shawn Man on
Sports World Radio.
We'll be right back.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Stay fire safe this winter. Turn portable heaters off when you go to bed or leave the room. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away. Plug portable heaters directly into wall outlets. Inspect and replace damaged cords, broken outlets, or loose connections. Use portable heaters with an automatic shutoff so that if they tip over, they turn off. Only use portable heaters approved by a recognized testing laboratory. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, don't turn the dial. We're coming back early from a commercial. We're not going to let the song play for 11 minutes like we did yesterday. We're here, I promise we're here. Jeff Escal, Shawn Man on SportsWorldRadio.com. You're listening to the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com with our chat room over at SportsWorldRadio.com Spreaker.com/SportsWorldRadio. 6 on the east, 3 on the west. If you live in the central.
If you live in the central, figure it out for yourself. It's that simple.
I don't know if they can.
If you live in the mountains, screw you.
Okay. You said to me when we were at commercial break, you said to me, the Cavaliers are 19 and 17.
That's right, 1917.
And in second place, with Milwaukee Bucks, 1 game behind them. Milwaukee's 19 and 18.
Now that just proves the point that Jeff's been saying all along, that the Cavaliers are not going to win an NBA Finals, and all the Cav fans, what a rough year it's probably been for Cleveland sports fans. The Browns get booted out of playoff contention when they all thought the Browns were the real deal because of Johnny Football.
The same thing's gonna
and now the
happen to
Cavaliers are bad.
The same thing's going to happen to the Cavaliers. And I'm going to turn around, and I'm not going to say it because I never do that. Sean says it for me all the time.
Master of predictions.
I'm not going to say it because Sean knows if they don't make the playoffs, there's only one person in the world that said that.
Well, Skippy won't like it. Skippy says, I got screwed. Cavaliers didn't make the playoffs. Wham.
He's going to say that Monday, too, when Dallas loses.
Well, here we go. Here's the next thing. Our topic, since we had an entertaining half hour, Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. How about this? Skippy Bayless said that Tony Romo will outperform Tom Brady.
I heard him say that, and I said, what are you freaking kidding me? What show? Where does it show you that that's going to happen?
Skippy was saying,
what makes
Cowboys
me?
Are,
you know what makes me laugh? You know what makes me laugh?
Mm-hmm.
1 year. 1 year. He's finally had a good year after freaking 5 or 6 years. And all of a sudden they're going to the Super Bowl? The hell out of here.
Skippy believes it.
Believe it all you want, but it ain't going to happen. What are you going to do, cry on Monday on your show?
Skippy says, I'll probably go back into my hole or go back to my private apartment and be left alone in misery after the Cowboys lose.
I might fly to freaking Dallas Sunday night so I can be there Monday just to laugh at you.
And then go see Jerry Jones, and Jerry Jones says, nobody talk to me. I'm not in a good mood.
Exactly.
Cowboys get booted out.
You hit the nail right on the head there, Junior Orbzine.
And then Jerry would say, hey, I'm still proud of my Dallas Cowboys.
That's what he'll say for sure.
Around.
No, that's what he'll say for, we had a good season. Of course, we didn't reach our goal, but we had a good year. Tony Romo, he'll flip it around. You know he will.
And then he'll hop on the bandwagon and he'll say, my New England Patriots or my Seattle Seahawks will win the Super Bowl.
So you know what's going to be really funny is he's going to lose. He's going to go into Green Bay. He's going to go there. He's going to freeze his petunias off and he's going to lose. And then he's got to fly back and be at the game on Monday night because it's at his stadium and he's not going to be a happy camper.
Josh goes, Jeff, I said that before the season started and when LeBron decided to go to the Cavs. Good point.
What? Said what? That the
Cavs were going to be bad.
I said it before the season even started.
You did too. Yep, you and Josh both did.
We both said before the season even started. David Blatt? Who?
David
Dumbasses.
Blatt, the guy that has non-NBA coaching experience.
Yeah. You know what? If you're going to hire somebody like that, I'll take the job.
And LeBron says, why would I want Jeff Eskow as my coach? Does this guy know anything about coaching basketball?
Yes, I do. I know LeBron. I know to tell LeBron to do whatever the hell he wants.
Yep.
Okay? You want to know something? At least they'll have a defensive scheme. This guy, David Blatt's got no defense. He's got no offense. He's got no defense. How the hell can he be a coach? Got no offense. Got no defense. What the hell is going on here?
He could go back to the continent of Europe and work there for European basketball.
He's better off there. You know why? Because it's a different game. And everybody told me I was crazy and I was nuts. And I don't know what I'm talking about, huh, Wes? I don't know what I'm talking about, right? Well, there you go.
Skippy Bayless said that he's tired of people blaming the referees.
Blaming the referees for what?
For that non-pass interference call.
It was a non-pass interference call. It was a bad call. But that's neither here nor there. And Skippy was saying, well, there was plenty of time on the clock. My Dallas Cowboys would have just went down there and scored anyway. Hey, Skip, you do not know that. Just as much as I do not know that.
Look at Frank. The Ravens are the Frank Sprankle of the NFL. What are you talking about?
That's our Frank Sprankle. He'll be in the top of the hour, sitting in with us for the following hour.
Frank is probably confused. He says, I just get here, and I was like, what was the myth?
Myth didn't even wait till he got on the phone. Myth did it as soon as he got into the chat room, didn't he?
He's going to come on the phone saying, what the heck does myth mean? Look what myth says. Or, in other words, Frank Ravens are the Frank Sprankle.
That's great. That's freaking awesome. Frank Sprankle should own the Ravens. It's a good thing you don't own the Ravens. Otherwise, they wouldn't be making the playoffs.
Gosh, that's funny. All right, here's another one. Skippy Bayless said that my Dallas Cowboys are like the 2007 New York Giants.
Yeah, and now you know why he's saying that, right? Because that 2007 Giants team got on the roll at the right time. And it seems to me that the Cowboys are kind of like doing the same thing.
Yeah, and then Skippy will get the last laugh. He'll say, what's going to happen, all of you, when my Dallas Cowboys win the Super Bowl? You won't have anything to say at all.
Sean, God forbid that happens.
Be the worst case scenario. Then he'd be bragging it up. And then I know one thing. Skippy then comes to the studio with the Super Bowl champion cowboy hat and the Super Bowl champion T-shirt.
Because when's the Super Bowl? What day is the Super Bowl?
I believe that's going to be first Sunday in February.
February, what is it? February 1st?
I think so.
February 1st, right?
Yeah, looking at my calendar, February 1st.
February 2nd is going to be a freaking sad day here at freaking Sports World Radio. If I have to come to this show February 2nd,
yep,
with the Dallas Cowboys as Super Bowl champions.
Oh, Lord. Nicholas will come in and he'll say to us, how about them Cowboys?
Because you know what's going to happen, right?
That Signs will do the same thing. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Your buddy Michael will actually show up at the show. He hasn't shown. Am I correct? He hasn't shown up all year long. They win the Super Bowl. God forbid they win the Super Bowl. Not only is he going to show up, but I wouldn't be shocked if he actually calls in.
And then an Escow against the Signs debate. Oh, my gosh, that would be hysterical.
There's nothing for me to say. I would have to sit here and not say nothing. I'd let him have his due, and then I'd quickly hang up on his ass.
Then he'll message me and say, well, that was unfair. I'm trying to get my point across that I can be outsmart
I
the
would let him get his
predictions.
point. I would let him get his point across, and then Sadi suck this, click. Oh, we have a bad connection.
Well, what are they talking about here? Myth our Fed would be 100 times better than crappy. They're talking about the WWE.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on in the chat room. They're talking about wrestling, and we're talking about freaking football. Unbelievable.
And then Nicholas will come in there and give you a hard time too, Jeff, saying, how about them Cowboys, Jeff? Jeff's like saying, I hope and pray the Packers win on Sunday.
See, Nick wouldn't rub it in.
But Signs would, my buddy.
Yes. Nick wouldn't rub it in, but Signs would. That son of a bitch.
Well, let's see. Skippy Bayless said that, okay, Cowboys got away with a couple of things versus Detroit, so they're supposed to forfeit at Green Bay? No, they're playing. Deal with it.
When he said that this morning, I agreed with him. No, he happens to be right. They're going to Green Bay and they're going to go and play. No, there's nothing. The NFL said sorry. The officials, sorry we missed the call. Nothing you can do after the fact. They're going to Green Bay. Don't mean they're going to win in Green Bay, but they're going to Green Bay.
Skippy Bayless said that Charles Barkley should be the coach for the Los Angeles Lakers.
How many freaking teams has Skippy Bayless got Charles Barkley coaching?
I don't know, but he certainly is a Barkley ass kisser, I guess you could say.
He sure is, man. He sure is.
The puckering of Jeff's lips, that tells the story there. All right, the next one. Skippy Bayless said that my Seattle Seahawks better beat Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers.
Damn right they better.
Oh, Carolina wins? Oh, Jeff would not even like that either.
If Carolina wins and Dallas happens to beat Green Bay, Dallas is going to be in the Super Bowl.
Are you willing, Jeff, to put Sports World Radio on the line if the Panthers win and if the Cowboys win, say we'll do no more Sports World Radio?
No.
I'm teasing.
No, I put up Sports World Radio enough. I got a bet going on right now, don't I?
Yeah.
Don't I, right? I can't remember the bet I made, but I got a bet going on right now that if something happens with the Dallas Cowboys, we're not doing Sports World Radio, right?
Oh, get ready for this. Skippy Bayless said that Eli Manning was lucky in the 2 Super Bowls against the Patriots and that the defense didn't play a factor in those championship runs.
Got lucky how?
He probably would have said, there's no way that the Giants even should have been in the Super Bowls in 2007 and 2011. That was a fluke.
But guess what, Skip? They were. So you can't say there's no way they shouldn't have been. They were. So shut the hell up.
And on that note, we got more after this update.
Take it away. This is our first update of the day. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the first update of the day.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. This update, of course, is brought to you by The Flipper at flipperflipper.com. 45 minutes after the hour on Thursday, January 8th, 2015. Here are the NBA games for tonight. Charlotte at Toronto, Houston Rockets at the New York Knicks, and Miami Heat at Portland Trailblazers. In the NHL, New Jersey Devils, Boston Bruins, Buffalo Sabres at the Carolina Hurricanes, Washington Capitals at the Philadelphia Flyers, Chicago Blackhawks at the Minnesota Wild, San Jose Sharks at the St. Louis Blues, Dallas Stars at the Nashville Predators, Ottawa Senators at the Colorado Avalanche, Winnipeg Jets at the Arizona Coyotes, Florida at Vancouver, and the New York Rangers taking on the Los Angeles Kings. In the NFL, of course, the action starts this weekend. First game, of course, will be Baltimore at New England. Saturday night, it'll be, of course, Carolina at Seattle. Sunday, it'll be Dallas at Green Bay. And Sunday afternoon, Indianapolis at Denver. Remember, this update was brought to you by The Flipper at flipperflipper.com. We'll be right back with more sports talk with Jeff Eskow and Sean Mann. And remember, we got Frank Sprankle, the big win coming in at the top of the hour after this commercial break.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love. maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escal, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. All right, Sean, what do you got for us next, buddy?
All right, 49 minutes after the hour, more of the Skippy quotes. And Skippy Bayless said that Eli Manning was very lucky that the Giants won both of those Super Bowls against the Patriots, which Jeff says, I disagree. Skippy Bayless said that the Cleveland Cavaliers are back and are ready to compete.
Whatever. Back. Where the hell they been all these years?
He says, just give it time, Jeff. You'll wait and see what happens when the Cavaliers get LeBron back and they make trades, and they'll be right in the thick of things and win the title.
Not this year they ain't, you dumbass. And if it don't get any better, LeBron might not be there next year.
Yeah, it might be temporary, and then Cleveland fans go mourning because then LeBron makes another decision and goes to another team.
Because he don't have to stay there.
Skippy Bayless. Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
Because he don't have to stay there.
Skippy Bayless said that Tony Romo will have better stats than Aaron Rodgers this Sunday.
I don't think so. He's just dreaming. That's just a pipe dream.
He would say this. He'd say, well, really, Mr. Esco, have you seen how Tony Romo brings the Cowboys back when they're down and how he picks up his stats in the second half? He's clutch.
One season does not make a quarterback. That's my
right.
answer to that. Let me see him do it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years in a row. All right? Until then, shut up.
He probably would say, this is the Cowboys' years, folks. They haven't won it in 19 years. This is their year.
Uh-huh. You keep thinking that. You think that every Cowboy fan thinks that every single year. Until the Cowboys disappoint you. What's going to happen on Sunday? The Cowboys are going to disappoint you. Sorry.
Skippy Bayless is not taking another Stephen A. Smith bet.
That's because he's chicken. Just like he's chicken to face me in a debate.
He probably would say, oh, it's no competition. I'd be able to take Jeff Escal on and beat him in the bet and beat him in a debate.
No, you wouldn't. Not even close, bitch.
Well, Skippy Bayless said this. He said that David Blatt is getting treated unfairly.
No, he's not. He's getting treated exactly how he should be treated because he's not an NBA coach. If you can't see that, you're just as dumb as he is.
Skippy Bayless said that Scottie Pippen is the most overrated top 50 player of all time.
Jeff Escal says that Skippy Bayless is the most top-rated sports broadcaster of all time.
Or overrated, yeah.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. He really doesn't.
Skippy believes that the Patriots will always be in second place when the topic of America's team. Ooh, very funny, Skippy.
I don't believe that at all, Bayless.
I don't believe that at all either. What's happened in the last 19 years? The Patriots have won 3. Cowboys have not done anything the last 19 years. So zip your lips.
Well, right now, America's team is Denver Broncos.
Yep.
So I don't want to hear anything you have to say, Skippy.
Skippy Bayless said that the Oakland Raiders should go extinct.
I think you should go extinct.
He would say, well, why should I go extinct?
Because you're terrible.
Skippy Bayless said that Derek Jeter is overrated.
You know something, Skippy? For somebody who's never played a sport in his life, you got an awful lot of stupid-ass opinions.
And he would say, how is that possible? I'm making a point that this player, Derek Jeter, is an overrated player.
Well, how is he an overrated player?
Exactly. The guy's won 5 championships.
How is he an overrated player? Seriously. You dumbass.
An Escal versus Bayless debate, he'd come up with one of his cheesy excuses, and I know what Jeff thinks about excuses.
Well, you know who's an overrated player? Alex Rodriguez. He's an overrated player. There's no way in hell that Derek Jeter is an overrated player, you stupid moron.
Skippy Bayless said that the Patriots need to put up or shut up.
I hope they put up so you can shut up.
Skippy Bayless said that Bill Belichick and Tom Brady legacy is in question if they don't win the Super Bowl this year.
Let me ask you a question, Skip. If they put up, will you shut up? Huh?
Jay Peterson, welcome back there, buddy. We're talking about Skippy Bayless. He said, no, I'll just put up because I know my opinions are accurate and precise and right.
His opinions mean crap. They suck.
Skippy Bayless said that First Take is the best show on ESPN.
You want to know something, Skip? Thank God my mother's not alive to hear the crap that comes out of your mouth.
He would say, what does your mother have to do with what I say about how great First Take is?
She would be writing you every single day, telling you just how stupid you are.
Skippy Bayless said that Charles Barkley and Marv Albert are the dream NBA commentary team.
No, they're not. Not even close.
Marv Albert is good, but Charles Barkley,
I thought
really?
you wanted... Hey, Skip, I thought you wanted Charles Barkley to coach the Lakers, the Knicks. Who else was it? The Cavaliers?
The Celtics.
The Celtics. If he's going to do that, he's got no time to be a commentator, you moron. You're just throwing crap out there, aren't you?
He would say, because that's why I don't get fined or get slapped or hit, because I know how to tell it like it is. That's what Skippy would usually say.
That's right.
56 minutes after the hour, Skippy Bayless said that Joe Montana would lose a game if he played against Tony Romo.
Is he a complete moron or what?
How is that possible, Skippy? Montana would waste him and blow him out.
Okay, first of all, excuse me. First of all, Skippy, Tony Romo doesn't even play against Joe Montana, so that statement is stupid. They're both quarterbacks. They don't play against each other, you moron.
The 80s was a different era. This is the 2000 teens, Skippy.
What a dumbass he is. He really is a dumbass, ain't he?
Yes, he is. And then he said, Skippy Bayless said that Tony Romo is better than Warren Moon.
I don't know about that one.
Skippy Bayless said that DeMarco Murray is better than Emmitt Smith.
No way. Emmitt Smith's got what? Two Super Bowls?
3.
3 Super Bowls and an MVP, right?
Right.
Take that, Skip.
He goes, how's that possible? Look at the rushing. Look at how he's doing well with running the football for the Cowboys, DeMarco Murray.
I know. Hey, you don't have to tell me anything. I know.
Skippy Bayless said if Bill Parcells was the coach for the Giants again, the Giants would miss the playoffs for the next 10 years.
Hey, Skip, you got enough problems dealing with the Cowboys. Don't worry about the Giants. Okay, you got enough problems with the Cowboys right now. Don't deal and worry about what the Giants are going to do.
he probably would say, "Why? The Giants aren't going to be very good again. They don't have what it takes to win."
Well, I hate to tell you something, but they got some money, and I do believe there's a defensive by the name of Ndamukong Suh that's going to be available.
They could be a team
And
that
correct
could
me if I'm
shock
wrong.
gods
I
again.
do remember him saying that he would like to play in New York.
Skippy is riding the Atlanta Hawks bandwagon.
Of course he is. They're in first place. They're the best team in NBA. Why wouldn't he? That's his MO. That's what he does. He jumps on the team that's playing the best. He jumps on their bandwagon, and he rides until they freaking screw up, and then he jumps off and jumps on the next team's bandwagon. That's what he does.
Skippy Bayless said that Des Bryant is better than Jerry Rice.
Different era, different time. No way in hell. I bet you Jerry Rice could come out of retirement and still play.
Yep.
And still and be better than Des Bryant. Dumbass.
Skippy Bayless said that Des Bryant is a Terrell Owens ripoff.
You know what's going to be really funny?
Mm-hmm.
Is if Des Bryant either A, doesn't catch a ball in the game because they double team him all the time, or B, gets hurt and can't play in the game. Gets hurt early and then can't play in the game. They're going to lose if that happens. I wouldn't mind that. I don't want to see him get hurt because I don't wish that on anybody, but sometimes I have. But that's not fair, and as a show co-host, as a host of a show, you shouldn't be wishing that ill of anybody.
Yep.
But, what the hell? I hope they hurt him.
Skippy Bayless said that Tiki Barber, the most overrated running back of all time.
How many Super Bowls does he have? None. Right?
Yep.
Because the year after he retired, they won the Super Bowl, the Giants, correct?
Yes.
How bad does he must feel? How bad does he feel? The year after they leave, the year after he leaves, they win the Super Bowl.
Yep, that was in 2006 when he, of course, stepped down and retired. Tiki Barber did. And the last Skippy quote before we go to that commercial break, Skippy Bayless said, Tom Coughlin should have been fired.
You should have been fired, too, a long time ago, Skippy.
He would say, why do I need to be fired? I know how to make everything right.
Because some of the things that you say don't make sense. Because you talk outside of both of your asses. And I'm talking your mouth and your real one.
And on top of that, we got to run to a commercial break.
Top of the hour commercial break. You listen to Jeff Escon Show, man, on
Sports World Radio.
We'll be right back.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to the show. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, and now joining us the second hour of the show like he does each and every Tuesday and Thursday, the big wind himself, Frank Sprankle. What's going on, buddy?
Gale Force One has landed, gentlemen. Jeff, I got to ask you a question. Growing up in New York, do you remember the days when the temperature was 11 above and the wind chill was 7?
Hell yeah.
That's what we're going through now. That is the actual temperature where I am right now. 11 degrees above with a 7-degree below zero wind chill.
Sean, watch this, Sean. Watch this, because this is going to be funny. You're going to laugh at this. So your schmeckle is hidden away, hasn't it?
What do you say about that, Frank?
Your schmeckle's gone hide, hasn't it, Frank?
Oh, my goodness. Will I be able to survive this hour? And you know what's kind of odd? Dude, I'm going to tell you something. I've been texting about how I exercise 6 days a week. I got to tell you, this is going to sound, you people are going to think I'm moronic, but you know what I did in my workout attire, my shirt and shorts? I went out for about 5 minutes in the sub-zero temperature, felt fine.
You're crazy.
I can take cold. Dude, you know what? You know what my hashtag ought to be? I was telling a buddy of mine on Monday, because we knew this weather was coming in. Do you know what my hashtag should be? What? Cold tough.
Breaking news into Sports World Radio, Jeff Frank. Here we go. Here's one of the big stories that Josh even told me about when we were Skyping today. Todd Haley not going anywhere. Rumors have it and reports are that Todd Haley has signed a 2-year extension with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Josh says, suck it, Jeff and Sean.
I'm sure that makes Wes happy.
Yeah, no, the offensive coordinator is going to be back under.
Oh, jeez.
I remember, of course, Todd Haley was the head coach for a few years with the Kansas City Chiefs, and they went to the playoffs. I would like to say it was 2010 under Todd Haley when he was in Kansas City.
Yeah, you know, this is a big, big move and a big decision. But the question is, Frank and Jeff, is he worth it? Is this the right move for the Steelers? You know Wes is saying no, he's a bad decision for Pittsburgh.
He don't like Todd Haley over there, does he?
Wes doesn't. Wes has been saying all along he wants Todd Haley gone as offensive coordinator.
I guess he signed a two-year deal, so he's going to be there for at least one more year.
No, I'll tell you this, if he doesn't like the decision, then obviously he doesn't like Tom. Guys, listen, I've considered a head coach in the NFL like an administration. It's kind of strange. It's like a presidential administration. You have the head coach, but you have the coordinators. You have the assistants at positions. There are so many assistant coaches when it comes to the football, and it's almost to me like an administration. If somebody in that administration makes a bad decision and you go for it and you go with it, you're going to look bad.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we'll see what this move does for the Pittsburgh Steelers, because there's a lot of major decisions they have to make. Josh, big chubby wind at yahoo.com in corporate. That's funny.
They're really busting Frank's chops today. Look at Mithy. Hashtag Ravens are the Frank Sprankle of the NFL.
Dude,
that cracked me up.
When people bust your chops, you know what that means?
It means they love you.
That means they love you, dude. That means you're famous. If you weren't loved and famous, nobody would be ripping you.
Now let me say something. With that being said, when we bash Skippy, we mean it.
Yep.
Oh yes.
We don't
oh
love,
my goodness.
yeah,
we got to get momentum for the Scout Bayless debate.
I'm telling you, man. Josh is the producer and the program director. You and Nicholas are out there. You guys are part of the show. Get out there and get it done, fellas.
Dude, we need to have this debate. And like I said this on Tuesday. It's got to be a neutral moderator at the agreement of you and Skippy Bayless. Now, you and Skipper agree on neutral moderator. Is that fair?
I would have a problem with Stephen A. Smith doing it.
Oh, so you wouldn't mind it being so you wouldn't mind it in favor of Skip Bayless?
No, because I want Stephen A. to see. I want Skip to have a little advantage, and I want Stephen A. there anyway. So when I'm done ripping his partner, he'll come to me and say, you know what? I want you instead of him to be my partner.
Hear that, Skippy? At least you have somebody on your side that would be the moderator.
And you don't want to know. And you want to know something? I'll even do it on Skip's turf. I don't care.
Oh, dude! So you'll fly to So we'll go out to Bristol, Connecticut.
I'll go right on his turf and do it on his turf. I don't care.
Dude, so you know what? It'd be home field advantage for him.
I'll let him have the whole court advantage. He's going to need all the home court advantage he's going to need. Okay?
Cool. It is 9 minutes after the hour, 7:09 on the East Coast, 4:09 p.m. on the West. Here's some other news coming out of the NFL today. The Chicago Bears have hired a new general manager, Ryan Pace. And Frank, what's your thoughts about this move? Ryan Pace.
Who the hell is that, Frank? Frank, who's that?
Ryan Pace, yes. He is the new general manager of the Bears. And what's interesting, you did have a number of candidates.
And he, real quickly, Frank, Jeff, he worked 14 seasons with the New Orleans Saints. Go ahead, Frank.
Right, go ahead.
You know what that means?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though.
You know what that means, though, Frank,
right? You can hire. Oh, wait a minute, Sean Payton?
Mm-hmm.
You think Sean Payton is a possibility?
No. Who's the defensive coordinator for New Orleans?
That would be Mr. Rob Ryan.
There you
go.
Ryan. There you go.
I've been expecting to see this happening, Frank, where maybe it's possible that one of the Ryans could become the head coach there. Don't rule out Rex Ryan. Maybe Rex Ryan becomes coach and Rob Ryan goes up to Chicago because think of Buddy Ryan, the connection that he was to the 85 Bears and when he was with Mike Ditka.
Maybe they hire
here's something interesting too about go ahead.
Frank, maybe they hire the Ryan brothers.
That's what I'm thinking.
Here's what you do. Hold on. Here's what you do. You have Rex Ryan as your head coach, Rob Ryan as your defensive coordinator. But here's something interesting about Ryan Pace. Of course, yeah, he does come over from the New Orleans Saints. But get this, gentlemen. Get this. He is the youngest general manager in the league at 37 years old. As a matter of fact, he is the only general manager under the age of 40. You think of somebody 37, shouldn't for some positions you be coming at the end of your career at 37? Dude, Peyton Manning is 38 years old. Think about it. The new general manager of the Chicago Bears is a year older, or a year younger, I should say, a year younger than Peyton Manning.
Good for him. Hey, on Tuesday's show, we had Albert Hainsworth on. I know you were in the chat room.
Yes, right. I was. I chatted. Of course, I texted the question about Roger Goodell. Go ahead.
Right. What did you think about him and I coming up with the idea of having Schwartz be the next head coach of the Bears?
Well, understand this about Schwartz, and that would be very intriguing. Remember, he did coach with the Detroit Lions. He knows the division, but he's also a disciple of Bill Belichick as well. And one thing about Bill Belichick, say what you want about his character after losses. Bill Belichick will take no crap whatsoever. That's what you were getting with the Chicago Bears. It's almost as if the crap were accepted. So for somebody such as Schwartz, he would be a welcome as opposed to somebody that the Bears have had the last couple of years in which things have just not worked out.
That is true, Frank, and the big decision for the Bears is just to find somebody who can bring, leadership to that team because, the Bears had a real tough season. Remember the times when they lost, the fans booed them, and Bear players were not very receptive to that.
Leadership? What the Bears have absolutely no leadership.
That's what they need. That's what I'm getting at, Frank. That's what they need is they need.
Okay, here's another thing too about the new GM. The new GM is only, I believe, 4 or 5 years younger than Jay Cutler.
Older.
I mean, what? Go ahead.
Older than Jay Cutler, you mean?
Oh, yeah, older than Jay Cutler. My bad. Right. But here's the thing. Once you are past 30 in the National Football League and you are at the quarterback spot and you've been in the league a good 7-8 years at that point, don't you think you need to take on the leadership role?
Something or anything to get the Bears back to the winning ways since the Jim McMahon days. But for that to happen, Jay Cutler has to grow and become a good quarterback.
Well, of course, Jay Cutler has got to grow and be a good quarterback. The question is, where will Jay Cutler grow and be this good quarterback? Look, with Ryan Pace being hired as the new general manager of the Chicago Bears, you know that a coach is not far behind. And I'll say this, if it is indeed Mike Shanahan, and the rumors just keep on circulating that Mike Shanahan may be at the top of the list, here's the thing. Shanahan and Cutler, they have a history going back to their days with the Denver Broncos. Maybe you do look at bringing Shanahan in terms of a last hope for Jay Cutler, because if it's not going to work out with Shanahan, it may not work out anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Mike Shanahan's a possibility. There is a lot of things that the Bears will need to make their team better for 2015, but we'll see where they're at.
With all due respect to Albert Haynes, Jim Schwartz may be a good candidate, but he's not a candidate whatsoever. The Bears, I don't think, are going to hire him.
I think it would be a good fit for them.
Well, he's not even a candidate. He has not even interviewed with the Bears.
That stinks, because I think he would do a good job with Cutler.
With Cutler and what the Bears can do. So the big news, they got a new general manager. Of course, the other news, Todd Haley going back to the Pittsburgh Steelers. On that note, we got to go to a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Stay fire safe this winter. Turn portable heaters off when you go to bed or leave the room. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away. Plug portable heaters directly into wall outlets. Inspect and replace damaged cords, broken outlets, or loose connections. Use portable heaters with an automatic shutoff so that if they tip over, they turn off. Only use portable heaters approved by a recognized testing laboratory. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, and Frank Sprankle, the Big Wind, with us here at Sports World Radio today, talking sports like we do each and every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. in the East, 3 p.m. in the West. And if you live in the
Central, figure it out for yourself.
Dude, he didn't finish the answer to the question. You got to let him finish asking the question. Dude.
Loved it. I beat you, Frank. I beat you.
You cheated. Dude, let him finish the question. Or you know what? Rephrase the question.
Hey, Frank, I got you figured out.
Dude, I had it figured out. Dude, I've lived in the Central Time Zone my entire life.
That's so funny. Sean didn't even let me get the freaking sentence out, man. He was already on it.
False start on McMahon.
False start, Sean Mann.
False start, Sean Mann.
All right. All right.
What number you want?
17 minutes after the hour. Frank, we know you got basketball tomorrow. Your pick between Baltimore and New England. What's your thoughts on this game? NBC first game.
I'm telling you, you got 2 great defenses in this game, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to seeing Baltimore, New England with their defenses. However, the edge has got to be given to Tom Brady. This Patriots offense has clicked as of late with Tom Brady. They have done very well Sure, they lost against the Green Bay Packers, and let's not count out the Buffalo game. Look, nobody started of great importance in that game, but I got to tell you what, I do think it's going to be a close one, and I think it's going to be the New England Patriots.
The New England Patriots, yeah, I got to go with the Pats too. Hey, welcome back, Adrian.
Hey,
we know
you
who
hear that?
Adrian is picking, the Baltimore Ravens.
You know
Jeff,
what,
your
Adrian?
thoughts?
You hear that, Adrian? You hear that? He's picking the freaking Pats. Sean, don't make your picks till tomorrow's show.
All right.
Oh, but wait, hold on. Will we see if indeed New England does win that game? When does the head need to be shaved? Does it need to be shaved Saturday night? Does it need to be shaved sometime on Sunday or Monday? When does it need to be shaved?
It's got to be shaved on Sunday before the show on Monday.
Okay, because it's a Saturday game.
Correct.
Now, that's the game on NBC. The game starts at 4:35 p.m. Eastern Time, 1:35 p.m. on the West.
Hopefully I'll be
Saturday,
up for that game.
Saturday night's game, Frank. Yeah, I will save my picks. Thanks, Jeff. Okay, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:15 p.m. Pacific Time. You got the Carolina Panthers, Frank, traveling all the way up to Seattle. What's your thoughts on this game?
Seahawks are going to claw the Panthers. Seriously. They beat. Look at who they defeated. They defeated the Arizona Cardinals, a team that may have had a better record than the Carolina Panthers, but they had quarterback issues. They had special team issues. I honestly think that if there's one game that's potentially going to be a rout, a game that you're probably going to want to turn it off by the time the fourth quarter starts, it is this game. The Seahawks have been prevailing. They look like the team that is destined to go to Glendale for the second straight Super Bowl. I got to take the Seahawks in a blowout. This is almost a lock special.
Hey, Frank, don't forget to go over to our Pick'em League and make your picks before the games on Saturday.
I will do that. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So you got Seattle in a blowout.
I got Seattle in a rout.
In a rout.
Rout!
Next game, Sean.
Yeah, that Carolina, good luck trying to win in a hostile Seattle. Okay, Sunday, first game on Fox here, Frank. This matchup, of course, has got all kinds of history. Dallas, Green Bay. These two teams have history going back to the 60s. The last time the Packers hosted the Cowboys in a playoff game, Ice Bowl, January 1967. Now they meet in Green Bay again. Oh, go ahead, Frank.
No, I thought you. Let me ask you this question. Who did the Dallas Cowboys defeat it on Sunday? The Detroit Lions. They were expected to win that game. Sure, they needed to pull it together in the clutch. And yes, there was a questionable pass interference call that I will admit should have been called on the Dallas Cowboys here. But the Cowboys, they were able to pull it off. They are going into Lambeau Field. You don't think of the Dallas Cowboys as a team that necessarily is suited for the cold. And against Aaron Rodgers, who is potentially the MVP, the only way you're going to win that game is if Aaron Rodgers is out.
And how about this when you think about this?
Green Bay's my pick.
Yeah, Green Bay's your pick. But how about the statistic of this, Jeff and Frank? Last time was 67. Of course, the last time they met in the playoffs was, like you pointed out, Frank, on Tuesday. That was at the old Texas Stadium. Dallas beat Green Bay 38-27 to go on and win Super Bowl 30 against West. You there somewhere? Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, can I say this about that game? That game was actually on the NFL Network, actual Fox Sports broadcast with John Madden and Pat Summerall. That game was actually on the NFL Network yesterday.
That was back when the Cowboys when they were for real. But the question is, can Dallas be able to hold off Green Bay and be able to pull off the upset? It'll be very tough. They got to do a couple things. Take Aaron Rodgers out, keep him off the field, and try to keep Green Bay fans quiet. It's going to be tough because Lambeau Field is one of the toughest.
Wait, hold on. We want to see Skippy be kept quiet here.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Lambeau Field is one of the toughest, hostilest environments in the NFL for playoffs. It is a very tough place to play.
You want a home field advantage, a great historic home field advantage. There you go, Lambeau Field, Green Bay, Wisconsin, where the temperature can be cold. It's not going to be close to ice bowl standards as it's going to be.
You know, I love doing research on that game, and Jeff, I know that your dad probably remembered that game very, very well. How about that? 13 below zero was the temperature, and a wind chill of 30 below. I'm pretty sure, Jeff, you've asked your father about that Dallas Green Bay game of 1967.
No, my dad wasn't a football fan like that.
Do you know what made that game interesting about why it was called the Ice Bowl? It was the temperatures, but did you guys know that Lambeau Field had an underground heating system that burned out the night before?
Really?
That's true.
It fused out the night before. It was actually Vince Lombardi. He purchased it with his own money, and it blew out. It fused out the night before, and that's what made the field icy.
I suppose when we think about this situation and the Ice Bowl, when you think about the Cowboys and the Packers, suppose we were living back then. You got tickets, Jeff, Frank, and I, to go to the game. Would you go to it in that kind of weather conditions with it being 13 below zero, or would you stay home and watch it on your little television set?
I stay home.
Even if it was in high definition at the time, I'll give you 2 words. Hell yeah, I would go.
No, I'm staying home.
Seriously, I would go.
Hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go.
No way, man. I don't think that would be hard. You'd have to put the long underwear on, put wool socks and gloves on just to try to keep yourself warm.
I got to tell you, in 2011, 3 years ago, I went to the final Packers preseason game. It was the week before they opened up against New Orleans. Remember, they were coming off being defending Super Bowl champs. They were playing the Kansas City Chiefs. I was 3 rows behind the Packer bench. I was a stone's throw away from Aaron Rodgers, who only played 1 drive. But do you guys know how there are some stadiums that have fan bricks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fan bricks where you can actually purchase a brick either on the ground or maybe alongside the stadium.
Yes.
There was one of the bricks had, I don't remember who it was, but you know what it said? Ice Bowl Survivor.
Really?
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, so that game starts at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, 10:05 a.m. on Sunday between Dallas and Green Bay. Here's the final game, Frank, at 4:40 p.m. Eastern Time, 1:40 p.m. Pacific Time. How about this? You got the Indianapolis Colts at the Denver Broncos. Peyton Manning going up against his former team where it all began for Peyton Manning. What's your thoughts?
Can I say that this is the toughest game for me to pick of the 4 wildcard games? I mean, 4 divisional games, pardon me.
Why would you say it's one of the toughest picks, Frank? Why are you saying?
If you look at Peyton Manning has not really been the same quarterback as he was last season. And not only that, you do have to question what type of a running game will the Broncos bring into play on Sunday.
That's a big question,
There's a lot of questions here too, but more questions. I think there are more questions surrounding the Denver Broncos than there is the Indianapolis Colts.
Correct. Jeff, that is a big question. Remember too, Jeff, you're so correct 2 for 2, and you're hopefully going to be 3 for 3. Remember, Manning signed that 5-year, $96 million contract back in March of 2012. Remember, Peyton Manning does not play well when the weather is 40 degrees or lower. He has really struggled in those kind of weather conditions.
What's the weather supposed to be in Denver on Sunday late afternoon?
I have not checked. Jeff, I don't know if you've checked what the weather's supposed to be in the Mile High City.
Why would I check the weather in the Mile High City? I don't live there.
Well, I just wasn't sure what it would be because, Peyton Manning just doesn't have a good record with temperatures 40 degrees or lower.
Well, we'll see. I like to see that game where the temperature like in the 20s in Denver.
But here's another thing, too. Andrew Luck is not used to playing in the cold weather himself.
There's the big question, too. The Broncos lose this game. That's going to really begin to start hurting Peyton Manning's legacy.
Oh, absolutely, because not only will he have lost this game, but this will be the second time in 3 seasons that Manning has been with the Broncos that they have been one and done in the playoffs. Remember, they were one and done at the hands of, yes, Adrian, we remember the Ravens in the 2012 divisional playoff. It was
It was a Saturday night. I watched that game. It was what I called an all-time classic. Jeff watched it. We went over
overtime.
That. Yeah, double overtime, and it was a classic game. Jeff, pretty sure you would agree it will damage Peyton Manning's legacy if he loses another playoff game and he goes 0 for 3 in Denver with 2 more years left on his contract.
I would love that.
I'll take the Broncos, but I think it's going to be close.
Remember, the last time these 2 teams met, the Broncos got off to a big lead against the Colts and narrowly blew the game against Indianapolis. Andrew Luck almost brought them back.
Yeah, but that was week 1. I do remember that game. That was a Sunday night game, week 1 of the regular season. But this is January. I mean, it's just interesting to figure out, okay, you got to understand, you played this long of a season, there is going to be a little bit of a fatigue factor.
Yeah.
And you got to be wondering just how is the fatigue factor? And this is the case for even the team that wins a Super Bowl. There's going to be a fatigue factor a little bit. But who is the fatigue factor going to affect more? Is it going to affect the Colts or is it going to affect the Broncos? And here's another thing, too, about Andrew Luck and company. Look, this is the third time under this new regime in Indianapolis. And yes, it's relatively new. Chuck Pagano, Ryan Gregson, the general manager, that they have been in the playoffs. This is the second straight year they've been in the divisional playoffs. They got to beat these teams if they want to be Super Bowl contenders here.
You think, though, that now here's another thing. You talk about fatigue factor. It's always been rough on the opposing teams to go into Denver. Why? Because of the altitude. The altitude can have a big role, and that gives the advantage to the home team.
It does affect your game planning, no question about it. And here's another thing, too. It does help, but it does help with field goals. With the mild high air, the altitude in Denver, it does help with if you need 3 points and if you want to kick it from 50 yards, you have an excellent chance of kicking it from 50 yards.
Yep. That's a good point. So, Frank, your picks are done. So the picks you have, you're going to go with New England. Yep, New England, Seattle, Green Bay, and Denver.
Denver in a close one.
Denver, are you kind of thinking it'll be like a field goal game there, Frank?
No, I don't think it'll be a field goal. Well, potentially a field goal, but I think it may be 7 or 8 points. It may be a one-possession game here.
We'll see. I know what Jeff is thinking, and I know that he'll say it tomorrow. He goes, I'm probably going to go with Denver, but I would like the Indianapolis win just to knock Denver out of there.
Yeah, we won't have to hear much 50. Moss said Hut.
I hope not.
That's the thing. Colts have to try to keep Peyton Manning off the field as much as possible.
Losing confidence among Bronco fans.
And on that note, we have to run to the final update of the day.
Take it away, Sean Mann, with the final update of the day.
All right, Jeff, welcome everybody to Sports World Radio on the 8th of January, 2015, 7:30 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 4:30 p.m. on the West. In the NHL, here are the games for tonight. The New Jersey Devils at the Boston Bruins. Right now with 7 minutes and 47 seconds left in the first period. No score in that game. Buffalo and the Carolina Hurricanes. That game is scoreless, 0-0 with 6:56 left in the first period. The Capitals and the Flyers, 7 minutes and 14 seconds. That game's tied at 1. Here are other games that we have on the NHL. We've got Chicago at Minnesota, San Jose at St. Louis, Dallas at Nashville, Ottawa at Colorado, Winnipeg at Arizona, Florida at Vancouver, and the New York Rangers at the Los Angeles Kings. In the NBA, here are the 3 games that we have for tonight. The Hornets at the Raptors. The first game on TNT, I'm sure, Jeff, you'll be watching this. The Rockets taking on the Knicks at Madison Square Garden tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on TNT. The other game on TNT, it'll be the Heat at the Trailblazers, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 7:30 p.m. Pacific. In Major League Baseball, of course, no news continues as of yet to the deals with Max Scherzer and James Shields. I haven't heard very much recently with that. The New York Yankees and Stephen Drew, they have agreed to a 1-year deal that would settle the team's starting outfield for 2015. And spring training, less than a couple weeks away. It won't be long, and pitchers and catchers will start reporting in the middle part of February. In the NFL, all the NFL divisional playoff games are this weekend. The first one starts Saturday afternoon. That's your update for Sports World Radio. Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, more sports talk with Jeff Eskow, Frank Sprankle, and Sean Mann.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration.
Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to SportsWorldRadio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, and the big win, Frank Sprankle. All right, Sean, what do you got?
All right, the next story we got, this was going to be big for you, Jeff, and for you too, Frank. We moved to the NBA right now, where warm weather helps LeBron's rehab. LeBron James, of course, went to Miami, and he had a rehab because of his injury that has kept him out now for a few weeks. I tell you, Jeff and Frank, that Cavaliers team is a disaster. They stink. The coaching has been bad, and like we've said all along, the Cavs will not win a championship with Blatt as their coach. Look at that, 19-17.
Let me ask you this question, Jeff. Let me ask you this question because you're a Knicks fan here. Without LeBron James, could the Knicks beat the Cavaliers?
They already have several times with LeBron James.
Okay, all right, because I was talking about with. Well, let me ask you this. What about the Philadelphia 76ers, the worst team in the NBA over the last 3 seasons?
I think any worst team could beat them, Frank. Look how disastrous they are. After all the expectations, here's a team that's 19-17. 19-17. Close to being a team that would not make the playoffs, and it will be laughable for Jeff and I and Adrian and Josh and you that the Cavaliers, a team that was expected to do well, it all falls through and then they're done.
All right, let me ask you this question, and I think I know Jeff's answer here, but I want to hear it from Jeff because maybe I don't. Listen, you could share the blame around, and everybody could take their share of the blame. The players, including LeBron, could take his share of the blame. David Blatt could take his share of the blame. You could have David Griffin, the general manager. He could take his share of the blame. Or anybody could take their share of the blame here. Let me ask you this. Even Dan Gilbert. Hey, Dan Gilbert, he could take his share of the blame too. Who deserves the most blame for this? And I think I know your answer, Jeff.
Got to be Dan Gilbert. He was the one, or the general manager who brought in the coach.
I'm going to go with Dan Gilbert on this one. Okay, so Dan Gilbert, LeBron James, they patch everything up. They get along. They settle their differences. They feel like, okay, I can come back home and deliver a championship to Cleveland because they're itching for a champion. You got to go with Dan Gilbert. Why hire a coach who's never had any NBA experience? Jeff's been making that point from day one.
He never played in the NBA.
Yeah, and apparently the experts and all the sporting media would say, look, Jeff, next year, it doesn't matter. The guy has no coaching experience.
Okay, I can understand certain individuals who have never had any coaching experience become head coaches that have played the game for so many years. We saw with Jason Kidd in Brooklyn. Obviously, he's now with Milwaukee. We're seeing it with Steve Kerr now coming out of broadcasting, even though Kerr has been a general manager before with, what was it, Phoenix, I believe?
Yeah.
Phoenix, right? It was right. Phoenix,
No,
the Phoenix Suns.
He was a general manager over there.
That's what I'm saying. He was the general manager. Okay. I could understand certain guys going into becoming head coaches that have never had experience as an assistant, but those guys played for how many years? Where's David Blatt's experience in terms of his playing in the NBA?
He doesn't have any.
He never worn an NBA jersey.
And you know what? Cavaliers will be way better off with a different NBA coach. Like Jeff even said, Mike Brown is a possibility. Somebody who's played in the NBA, who's got experience, not David Blatt. When I heard the news that David Blatt was the coach, I thought, who's
David Blatt? Yeah, right.
You're asking, who's David Blatt? Who is this guy? I don't even know.
Don't you think LeBron should take some of the blame for this? Because LeBron has been the most celebrated player in the NBA. He has led the Miami Heat to 2 championships. He knows what it's like to be a megastar. He needs to take some of this blame too.
He may have won 2 NBA.
Blatt was hired before the LeBron signed with him.
That's right. And then it was back in July of last year that the decision came that LeBron was going to leave Miami, leave his talents out of South Beach and into Cleveland. And then the big question is, what can the Cavaliers do? They don't make the playoffs. And like Jeff said, it could be just temporary that LeBron is there, and then LeBron finds another team to go play for.
Don't you think LeBron if that is the case, may want to take his talents out west somewhere?
Maybe. And then remember, too, I still have that story saved, Jeff, that we had in late September of last year. According to the Las Vegas book, a lot of people said the Cavs were favored to win 58.4 games.
Yeah, well,
not the case.
Hey, what do you think the possibility of, in a couple of years, the Lakers trying to make a pitch for LeBron? Because Kobe's going to retire before we know it. The Lakers, listen, if you look at the Lakers right now, they have not been the top-tier team in the NBA.
Well,
the Clippers are. What are the odds that the Lakers try to make a push for LeBron in a couple of years or so?
It's not going to be in a couple of years. It's either going to be next year or it's going to be in 5 years.
I don't see that happening. I don't see LeBron even going to the West Coast and playing for the LA Lakers. There's only one likely option that could happen if the Knicks can free up enough money to bring him to New York, because his friendship with Jay-Z and his friendship with Carmelo Anthony. That's still a possibility. Do not rule Carmelo out to the Knicks.
Hey, if he's friends with Jay-Z, why doesn't Jay-Z make a pitch to bring him to Brooklyn? Are we going to be going through this whole recruiting process again? Where is LeBron going to be going in a few years?
Frank, Jay-Z doesn't own Brooklyn no more.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No, he doesn't. No more. So.
Well, don't you think he'd still make a pitch to bring him for him to go to Brooklyn?
If he's going to go to New York, why would he go to the second-rated team?
Dude, think about it. If he goes to a second-rated team, he can push that second-rated team above the New York Knicks.
Josh goes, the Lakers are trying to be Yankees mindset. It's not going to help them out. Build your teams from the draft. And Adrian, how about this? Adrian says LeBron will go to the Rockets.
No, the Rockets?
Is that a possibility? LeBron goes to the Lone Star State and he plays for the Houston Rockets, and they would say, hey, this is the biggest thing since the Akeem Olajuwon days.
No, he won't.
Dude, the odds of that happening are really it being 75 degrees here in Chicago tomorrow.
42 minutes after the hour. But, Frank, it's with LeBron, there's a lot of blame that's going to happen with everybody. Cavaliers don't make the playoffs. And darn well, the city of Cleveland, which has been hit with so much sports misery and has not seen championships in a long, long time. The Indians haven't won a World Series since 1948. Browns haven't won one since the NFL championship of 1965.
And that predates the Super Bowl.
And then, the Browns, too, choking in the Super Bowl. Cavaliers never winning an NBA championship. And, of course, Cavs seeing their hearts broken by Michael Jordan's game-winning shot. And, of course, I know, Frank, you probably remember that very well when he hit that when Doug Collins was there.
I'll tell you what, my dad, I got to tell you guys something. My dad was listening to that game. It was a Sunday afternoon in May of 1989. He was listening to that game on the radio because he had to transport somebody to O'Hare Airport. He was coming back from O'Hare Airport. He heard the radio call of that game, the Bulls radio call, and at the moment MJ hit the shot, he told me that everybody on the Kennedy Expressway, which is on the north side of Chicago, was honking their horns at the same time.
Now, going back real quickly to the Lakers, though, I remember last year, it was in July, I was getting ready to go to work at the park and do my cleanup work and stuff. I watched on ESPN News. I think it was like Mike and Mike in the morning or something like that. Well, anyway, they were saying that the Lakers are in decline in a big way. And I can agree with that because who's the team in LA that's starting to pick up the pace and being the team that's trying to rule LA? It's
the Clippers.
Yeah, the Clippers. And like you said, Frank, a few days ago, the Clippers, we never even heard of the Clippers because they were so bad in the 90s.
Well, that's why we have these bandwagon idiots going to Clipper games because, oh my goodness, the Clippers are doing well. We got to go be seen at these games. Where were you, dude? Where were you jackasses a decade ago?
They weren't there. Now they're back, and they got some Hollywood celebs that are big Clipper fans, like Penny Marshall and Billy Crystal and some of the and the actor who was in Malcolm in the Middle. He was a big Clippers fan. So you're starting to finally see a little bit of the popularity because the Clippers are so good again.
Dude, who'll be next? Okay, I want to know, dude, who's going to be next? Dude,
I don't know.
What idiots are going to be next? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, and I got to ask you too, Jeff. What do you think? Clippers taking over, the Lakers declining, and you're not seeing a lot of the celebs going to the Laker games anymore.
But you always had, you know something. Billy Crystal and Penny Marshall always went to the Clippers game, even when they sucked.
Yeah, so too was Frankie Muntz.
Right, they were over there, and they're still there now.
Yep.
So they were, they stuck with them. But listen, the only person you really see at big Laker games now is just Jack. You don't see
Dude,
many
let me
stars.
ask you this: when Jack Nicholson dies, do you think they're going to retire his seat?
No.
Oh,
no, dude, they'll take his seat and they'll hang it from the rafters at Staples Center.
No, because he'll leave it to somebody in his family.
Okay, just give him a new seat, but they'll take his seat and they'll just hang it from the rafters.
Pretty much, and Jack is. I have a lot of respect for Jack Nicholson. He's a great actor, and of course, he's always popular at the Laker games with the sunglasses. He's had his season tickets for years, going back to the Chamberlain days.
Yeah, he's a fan. He's a fan.
Okay, let's run to our final commercial break. You listen to Jeff Escott, Sean Mann, and Frank Spankel on
Sports World Radio.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to the final segment of the show here on Sports World Radio. We've been doing a 2-hour sports journey like we do each and every Monday through Friday right here on Sports World Radio. All right, Sean, what do we got for me?
All right, the next story we get to at 48 minutes past the hour. Major League Baseball, the Hall of Fame class of 2015 has been announced and taken care of. And I have to tell you, Frank, congratulations to Jeff. You know, you are also a big Braves fan. How about the Braves and the selection of people going into the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown?
And I'll tell you what, now 20 seasons after the Braves won their only World Series title, but sandwiched in between that, the division titles and the World Series and the division titles and World Series that came after 1995, the Atlanta Braves won. Maybe they didn't win the World Series every year. They won it once in 1995. Surprisingly, that was their only World Series championship. But when you think of the Atlanta Braves, you think of a consistent model of winning. And before 1991, the Atlanta Braves weren't a consistent model of winning. I used to watch Braves on TBS, and nobody was going to Atlanta Fulton County Stadium in the 1980s.
Here's the thing, though, okay? When the Braves were so good and they made the playoffs, they never even really sold out Turner Field. They never really did. And the Braves, you know, Jeff, you like the Atlanta Braves. You grew up always enjoying watching John Smoltz and Tom Glavine and Greg Maddux and Chipper Jones, Andrew Jones, and the list Gerald Williams, I believe that's what his name was for the Braves, and Bobby Cox, who really did a great job of turning that Atlanta team around. The Braves went to 4 World Series, 91, 92, 95, actually 5, 96 and 99. They had some great teams.
They had such tremendous teams. And you're mentioning, and also here's another thing too, if you take a look at John Smoltz, and you mentioned Tom Glavine, and you mentioned Greg Maddux, even with his years with the Cubs too, these were guys that were exposed to the nation through cable television.
Right.
So understand, these guys had a national prominence, being that their games were seen on cable television. Go ahead,
Jeff. I was just going to ask you, Jeff, since you were a big Atlanta Braves fan, did you always enjoy watching every Braves game on TBS? They used to always be on there all the time.
You know what? That's a stupid question. I'm a Braves fan. What do you think?
Yeah, of course.
I enjoyed it. I got to tell you, when I was growing up in the 90s, I used to go to a lot of Braves-Cubs games because I wanted to see that pitching staff.
I've been to a lot of Braves games, man.
I'm talking about Braves-Cubs games at Wrigley.
I went to a lot of Braves games at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium.
Let me tell you something about Memorial Day 1996. Tom Glavine was pitching that day. The Cubs lost to the Braves 9-1. Ryan Klesko hit a grand slam. The Cubs were bad in 1996. It's interesting. It was Memorial Day. It was a 3:05 start at Wrigley, a pretty damp day. My mom, it was me, my dad, my mom, and my sister. My mom had the lucky C number, and we won a Weber Kettle Grill.
Wow, nice.
We did. We won a Weber.
And I remember when the Braves beat the Indians back in '95, the '95 Fall Classic. They won 1-0 in Fulton County Stadium. That place just went crazy and nuts after they finally won a championship. And that's cool, Jeff, that you even went to Fulton County Stadium and watched a lot of Brave games down there.
Well, yeah, I used to live in Atlanta for a little while.
And you know what? We're not done seeing members of those dominant Atlanta Braves teams go into the Hall of Fame. We're going to see Chipper Jones within a few years for Cooperstown. So we're going to have a manager. We're going to have 3 members of that pitching staff, which is impressive. That's got to show you, too. That's one of the greatest pitching staffs of all time. And certainly for the era growing up, my era growing up, that's the greatest pitching staff there was, period. Come on.
I happen to think that Chipper Jones is going to be the last one on that team to make the Hall of Fame.
Here's what Josh says. Did you hang out with billionaire Ted Turner in Atlanta, Jeff?
No.
LOL.
No, I did not. Screw him. Screw that old geezer.
Here's the thing, though.
I'm in the wrestling business.
Here's another big factor to think about, too, with Atlanta. It kind of makes you sad that they had these great teams. They won 14 straight division titles, but people were always asking, like I watched something called the top 5 reasons you can't blame the Braves for not winning the World Series. One was because they didn't sell out their games. Atlanta Brave fans never really maybe believed in their team.
That's got nothing to do with it. The fans don't play the game. Whether
I
they
know,
play in
but
an empty stadium or a full stadium, it don't freaking matter.
I know, but I'm just making a point that it was pretty sad that they had great teams that got to the World Series 5 times and they only came out winning 1 time.
Because there's other things to do in Atlanta.
I know
That's why.
You know what's interesting about the Braves organization? I mean, think about this. The Atlanta Braves in a course of, I'm trying to think, 1996. All right, think about this. 1996 was their last year in Atlanta Fulton County Stadium.
Yep.
They have played in Turner Field since 1997, but that's going to change in 2017 when they move to a new ballpark in Cobb County. Trust me, if you take a look at the success of the Atlanta Braves, and it's hard to believe, in 2 decades they're going to be playing in 3 different ballparks. That's
ridiculous.
That is absolutely ridiculous. I personally think the Braves should stay at Turner Field. It's a great ballpark. But just think of the impact the Braves have had with the people of Atlanta. As a matter of fact, the state of Georgia, for that matter. It has to do from what we saw in the 1990s with the Braves winning.
Which place do you like better? Did you like Fulton County Stadium better, or did you like Turner Field better?
I'll be honest with you. Turner Field's a better ballpark than Fulton County Stadium. Turner Field is way better when it comes to baseball amenities. Just looking like a ballpark. Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, that was a stadium. But if you're talking about memories, nothing can take away from Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Fulton County Stadium had more memories for the Braves than Turner Field ever had, with the exception of 1999.
Jeff, what was your favorite, Fulton County Stadium or Turner Field?
Fulton County. It was like going to Qualcomm. It was old and decrepit by the time I got there.
And, of course, that 96 Braves team was a good team. They did take the Yankees on and got up to the 2-0 lead. And then, of course, I still remember Jim Leyritz hitting that home run that brought the Yankees back. They came back from 0-2 down to beat the Braves in 6 games. So,
and you know what's amazing? What George Steinbrenner, before Game 2, George Steinbrenner and Joe Torre had a conversation. And George Steinbrenner, of course, wasn't happy. But you know what Joe Torre said? Of course not. But here's the thing. Joe Torre said, look, we may lose this game tonight. As a matter of fact, I think we are going to lose this game. However, we will win the next 3 in Atlanta and come back to Yankee Stadium for Game 6, and we'll win it here.
And they did.
Joe Torre accurately predicted after Game 1 what was going to happen.
Well, Joe Torre's good like that.
He's a good manager, and he knew how to predict what was going to happen and get it right. Now, another man that made it into the Hall of Fame, Pedro Martinez, made it into the Hall of Fame. Kind of saved him for last, Jeff, so we can talk more about the Braves.
This guy's going to be wearing a Boston Red Sox cap, and why not? You take a guy that had a low ERA. I mean, think about this. His last year in Montreal, he had a 1.90 ERA. Think about this then. 3 seasons later, he has an ERA of 1.74, and he was an 18-game winner. He went 18-6 in 2000 and had a 1.74 ERA. You don't think of pitchers that have 219 wins as normally going to the Hall of Fame. But in the case of Pedro Martinez, because of the fact that he had a low ERA, because of the fact that he won the Triple Crown of pitching in 1999, with the most wins, he was 23-4 that year. He had a 2.07 ERA. He led the league in strikeouts with 313, which was impressive.
And Frank, you probably would want to ask me my thought. He was
great.
Remember
the 1999 All-Star game, remember?
That All-Star game was that Fenway Park, Ted Williams on the golf cart. That was a great Fenway Park memory. And then he struck out the first 4 batters of the game, and that was just really, really cool. Pedro was great, and I enjoyed watching him with the Red Sox in the late 90s. He was there from 1998, of course, to 2004, and, of course, he played a big role on the 04 team when they won the World Series.
Sean, how about this, too? You take a look at Pedro Martinez. From 1997 to 2000, take a look at those 4 seasons. He won the Cy Young Award 3 times. He won the National League Cy Young Award in 1997. And then with the Red Sox, he won the American League Cy Young Award in 1999 and in 2000. And as far as 1998 goes, his first season with the Red Sox, in which he was a 19-game winner, was 19-7 that year, he was second in the Cy Young Award winning voting.
Yeah, and he, of course, he was the man that Grady Little wanted in the 7th game of the 03 ALCS. And, of course, Grady wanted to do it because he said he was our starter and he was there for us all year long. And, of course, I know, unfortunately, they lost. But They came back the next year, and it was a different story, and it was the greatest comeback in sports history.
And I got to say this, too, about Pedro Martinez. He deserves to go to the Hall of Fame based on that 1999 All-Star Game showing. Think about this, gentlemen. This was the height of the steroid era. Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa were both. Mark McGwire was hitting dingers over the Green Monster in the Home Run Derby the previous night. That was a tainted and sad era of baseball. But if you look at Pedro Martinez and the way he pitched, the way he cleanly, the way he approached the game, and the way he got out all of those hitters that were on the juice, the illegal juice for that matter, I think merit, he deserves to go to the Hall of Fame based on that All-Star Game performance.
That's true. You know,
it was a tainted era, Sean.
It was a very tainted era, and of course that was when steroids was getting really, really out of hand. And then finally in March of 2005, Congress finally stand on this to ask McGwire, Sosa, Rafael Palmeiro, Roger Clemens if they had taken performance-enhancing drugs. The only other that was not there, if I remember correctly, was Barry Bonds.
All right, we got to get the flock out of here, boys and girls. Thank you so much for listening to the show today. We'll be back tomorrow for another edition of Sports World Radio. Until then, my friends, remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable.
Amen.
Peace out, everybody. For Sean Mann, Frank Sprankle, I'm Jeff Escal. This has been Sports World Radio. Peace out, bitches.
Goodbye and later, everybody.
Hey, boys, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, didn't we? So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's over.